let's talk about Furi.
Let's do it.
Furi is a game that I knew nothing about until I came in this morning, and I was like, "Hey Pete, what you playing there?" So it's free on PlayStation Network this week for PSN, PS Plus.
Yeah, free for PlayStation Plus users. I think $25 otherwise.
Okay.
It's
Whoa,
a game.
that's a real good deal for PlayStation Plus then, I guess. That's a lot.
I think this is one of those games that's priced maybe higher than most people are willing to accept for what it is.
Right.
So, I mean, I think we can talk about value all day. But anyway, the game is free, so if you're a PlayStation Plus user, I definitely recommend you buying it.
Is that on PC as well?
It's out on PC as well. This game was shown off at E3 2 years ago as part of Sony's press conference, and it's a sort of, it's like a neon, like stylish, like cel-shaded twin stick shooter / bullet hell / swordplay game.
Yeah, talk about the structure, because I needed to like watch you play to sort of understand how exactly it
it's hard to
works.
explain. Yeah,
it's like somewhere between a fighting game and like a boss fight game.
It's all boss fights.
Okay.
There are sort of narrative sections that tie your whole journey together. But essentially, you are in a circular arena against a boss. You are a guy that has a laser gun and a sword. You can dash, you can parry attacks, stuff like that. But these boss fights, it's not just like the boss has one health bar. The whole thing is defeating a boss in different stages. So one boss may have 5 or 6 stages. But within those stages of a battle, there are 2 mini stages. One, which is sort of the long range thing that's more like a twin stick shooter, where you're dodging bullets and trying to parry attacks that the enemy's doing up close. When you whittle their health down enough, then it goes into this close range swordplay thing, and the camera zooms in and it's really close, and it's all about parrying and dodging these unblockable attacks in time. And the game is all about punishment, both in taking advantage of your enemy when they slip up, avoiding punishment when you slip up, because when you do, the computer really just kicks your ass. Like you have to put in like 20 minutes sometimes to beat these battles, and
They're super hard?
they're super hard. Yeah, like you have to be diligent at all times, and if you screw up, it only takes a few hits for a boss to basically put you on the brink of death. Meanwhile, you're spending like 15 minutes getting them close to where to where you're almost finished, and it's an aggravating game, but it's very fair. Like it's difficult on purpose, and you have to be a glutton for punishment kind of to appreciate it, or just really freaking good.
So how many, I guess, like how long is it? How many, like, because
I haven't beaten it yet.
How many bosses have you like come up against?
5. I think there are 8 total. There's like one scene where they show sort of like a series of planets descending. And I think I counted 8. I've gotten through 5 at this point.
And is it like a single run where you need to like kill them all in a row without dying, or like are you saving in between each fight?
Yeah, you save in between each fight. Yeah, but man, like I've spent hours on a single fight before, and it was always the sort of thing where I'd get like 80% of where I needed to be, but then like something would happen in that last 20%. Either I didn't know what to do, or I slipped up and like let frustration get the better of me, and then I had to just start over. And it's one of those things where you're like, do I want to sit here for another 20 minutes and like beat my head against the wall? You kind of do.
Yeah.
Like it's a really fast game that feels really great when you succeed.
So are you playing it because you feel like you have to because you want to review it, or are you actually like going back because you're enjoying it?
It's both. I mean, I'm reviewing the game, so I have to beat it, but I'm enjoying playing it. Like there's something about it's one of those things where you put it down after being frustrated for a while, and you come back the next day, and then you're like, oh man, like this is what I was missing yesterday. Like I'm feeling pretty good now, and that feeling is great. It's gratifying, and it makes you appreciate the game a little bit more. So I'm finding that the more I play it, the more I love it.
Cool.
Yeah,
good stuff. Mike, you interested in playing this bad boy at all? Furi.
Yeah, I mean, I hate the comparison because it's kind of overused lately, like to ill effect a lot. But
Dark Souls?
Yeah. I have to say, because I've been wanting to replay Dark Souls 3 again, but I mean, it seems like something, despite the fact that you might be putting, like you said, 20 to 30 minutes into these boss fights, from what I saw, the moment-to-moment gameplay seemed satisfying and fun enough that I would want to replay those bosses just to beat them.
Yeah. Yeah, like I just started replaying the earlier bosses today to show you the game, actually, and it was fun. Like having that knowledge like gives you a different perspective So it's certainly like something punishing like Dark Souls. Like you have to be on point. You have to know what you're doing.
I just have to say that the chat Goopshoe said about a minute ago, waiting for someone to say Dark Souls-esque. And he says, bingo, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, I'll throw it in there. Did you play Battlefield? Yeah, it's pretty Dark Souls-esque. But I mean, like aesthetically, it seems appealing to me. The Furi. I mean,
it looks cool.
It reminds me of El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron.
Yes.
Well, actually, it probably reminds me of that because you had told me like last week. And that was like the one thing I liked about El Shaddai. I didn't really like the combat, but I liked how weird and kind of stylized it was. So
good.
That alone is like the surface appeal is enough to maybe draw me in at the very least.
Yeah, if we're gonna make comparisons, it's like El Shaddai, Hyper Light Drifter, and then maybe something like Dark Souls in terms of the underlying
good soundtrack
difficulty.
As well?
Soundtrack is amazing. I had Mike sort of started introducing me to this band Carpenter Brute just last week, and then I was looking into Furi and I was watching a trailer and I was like, this soundtrack's pretty good. So I looked up the trailer and I was like, oh shit, Carpenter Brute is on the soundtrack. It's great. It's this genre called Outrun, which I was not really that familiar with before, but it's sort of like the neo-noir like techno stuff of the 80s where you had like a dark like sullen like lone person who's trying to like persevere against just horrible odds.
Sounds like Perturbator style.
Yeah, exactly.
Perturbator.
They're on the soundtrack.
Okay,
It's like hardcore upscale like up-tempo Kavinsky. If you've seen like Drive, imagine Drive on like Coke. Well, I don't know, but
How would you know what that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
What are you talking about, Michael?
Or like if you've seen like Hobo with a Shotgun, it's that kind of music.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
You should watch that.
Oh man, I spent a lot of the weekend playing The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine, which starts off with 3 goddamn boss fights in a row.
Oh yeah.
There's something about this game which is like, that was traumatic enough as it is.
But boss fights are really special, right? Like it's one of video games' greatest traditions.
Yeah.
But usually that sort of game like this is relegated to like, you unlock a boss rush mode in a game.
Right.
Or like Mega Man at the end, you'll fight the series of bosses. But it's rare we see a game that is only boss fights.
Right.
Like, Shadow of the Colossus comes to mind.
Yes.
Punch Out as well. Or I feel like we're having the same conversation we did this morning, but whatever. But like every fighting game is almost like a boss rush game.
Totally.
But yeah, there's like this real sense of like, it's a really potent experience, and how you take it is it kind of defines whether you like it or not.
It's dope. I know you haven't completed it yet, but how about that Doom boss fight at the end?
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
yeah.
Boss fights. Good stuff.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah. Complete Doom. Complete Doom. And then complete Inside before the internet ruins that
I
one
need
as
to
well.
play that.
Do that.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Well, I actually saw the end, and I did not.
Of
see
Inside?
anything else. Yeah.
Oh, motherfucker.
Alex Newhouse was playing it next to me last week.
Oh, right. Yeah, don't look up. Don't look it up. Just play the game. It's real good. Anyway, all right. That's enough. When's the review going up for Furi?
Hopefully tomorrow. I've been sick, like just in a puddle of my own filth, so I'm just trying to pull myself out of that.
So 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my. Well, shoot, we're going to see a movie tonight.
Yeah.
I'll be staying up late
What
tonight.
movie are you going to see?
What are we going
Swiss Army Man.
Army Man.
Okay.
Paul
Fair enough.
Dano and Daniel Radcliffe.
And for those who want to know, it's Furi, not Fury. If you're
Right.
looking for anything about this game.
Yeah, and it's free. Like
hot
seriously,
SEO.
if you have PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Plus, just play the game.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, and who doesn't have PlayStation Plus when they're on PlayStation 4 right now?
Some people.
People don't play online, I guess. Yeah. All right, there you go.